George Ramsey, once again, it's a pleasure to have you here. Let's talk about arts in the school and why it's important, and why do you think that they are taking the arts out of the school?
Well, because again, that's one way you can cripple a community. If there's no artistic endeavors, growth within the community, it tends to stifle a lot of the creativity that comes from that. Right now, there's areas that they're projecting the future. They call it STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Because I know in Detroit, growing up in Detroit, my school years, and from my opinion, Motown, the growth of Motown, as with many other record labels, artists throughout America, it was driven by the fact that we had musical programs in our schools. You know, here in Detroit, I was in a band through junior high school, and came in contact with some very talented people growing up in Detroit. As a matter of fact, my high school, I refer to my high school as Motown University, simply because of the fact that there's so many artists that were associated with Motown that came out of Northeastern High School. Barry Gordy even attended Northeastern. He didn't graduate, I understand, but he attended. I mean, you got Mary Wilson, Florence Ballard of the Supremes. You had Bobby Rogers and
the Miracles.
And the guitar player Marvin Tarplin. You had the Funk Brothers, Ruth Ada, Johnny Griffith, Earl Jones, Rudy Robinson. Songwriters, Freddie Gorman of the Originals, Sylvester Potts, and Huey Davis of the Contours, Joe Harris of Undisputed Truth, Willie Tyler, and his dummy Willie came out. Lester came out of Northeastern Woodshop, you know. But again, and it's just a vast majority, and there are other high schools, of course, that had folks that came out of the schools that participated in Motown. Cass Technical High School, of course, had a great run of musicians. Northwestern High School, you know, a lot of major jazz artists came out of Northeastern. But when they took those arts out of the schools, you know, then the students became less teachable, I think, because the arts has music soothes, whatever the term is about the beast, you know, and that is very important in my opinion that we make sure if it's not done in the schools, it has to be done in the house as far as introducing our children, the youth, into the arts. You know, I think it's very important.
George, what action steps do you think that the community at large can do to support these efforts to bring the arts back to the schools?
We start by bringing it into your homes, you know. And then it's just like the whole process of education. I don't think that the process of educating should be decided by outside force. It should begin right there in the home, and that includes arts. You can sit down and do some things with your children, just singing, dancing with your children. We did a lot of those things coming up in the community. A lot of dancing in the households, you know, a lot of singing, you know, coming out of radio. We were forced through my generation to listen to one means of support, of entertainment out of the radio. We don't have now, families, households are separated by the possibilities of everyone having their own means of being educated or entertained by iPhones and things of this nature.
Mm-hmm. All right. In reference to the technology today, do we have to depend on the schools? Is it something that the community itself can do outside of the schools to get the young people involved in the arts?
Yes, and we have to do that. Again, like I said, we cannot depend on the public school system to educate our children. Just totally, homeschooling is the vogue. It's very, very popular now. Because again, I think it has started during our generation because our parents who were Southerners campaign, they knew that education was the key to succeeding for us. And they made sure that we, in my generation, that we opened up our books, that we studied our books. Because at that point, parents had to buy our own, we had to buy our own school textbooks. And so there was a level of appreciation. In my household, my mom said, if I spend my money for that book, you're going to open it up. You're going to read. She might not monitor everything I did, But if you sit there with that book open, you're gonna get something out of it. Unlike now, I think the school books and things are given to the students, so it's not the same level in many instances of appreciation and respect for the learning tools that you're given.
If I may, I'd just like to close on this. I know that time bring about change. As I listen to gospel music, I see a change. When I look at those individuals who get the #1 hits when it comes to soul music, they don't look like you and I. Why is that?
Well, again, you know, the mechanisms that promote and project artistry is usually controlled by outside forces other than our community. And so I remember years ago when I was working at Motown, recording, I was a friend of mine. He was a songwriter, singer Freddie Gorman, and I'd go with him around to the record station to try to get his records played. A record one in particular, The Day Will Come, a song we had at Motown. And we'd sit there, and the disc jockey would ignore us. You'd sit there an hour, 2 hours, and get up, still would never have an opportunity to have your records played. But when WCHB began airing, that opened up the airways for Motown artists, for black artists, because we didn't have to rely on the WXYZ, GLB, those other stations to play the music. And when WCHB came into the picture, and Barry Gordy had an outlet for his songs, that's what made it stimulate the growth of it, because we didn't have to go outside of our community to get the songs that we wanted to be played in our community.
Right. So now, George, you just addressed another point, ownership. Mm-hmm. So more black folks just need to own and control their own medium.
Most certainly, certainly. Anyway, and now with cable, I mean, and internet being what it is, there's no excuse now, you know, for us not to become entrepreneurs in that sense. Because right now, the record sales, a person can become a millionaire instantly. There's more millionaires being made off the internet than ever in the history of mankind. It's simply because the fact that you air, if I have a song that I record and I air it, put it on the internet, and I get 1 million hits at $1 a piece, I mean, I'm a millionaire. It's that instantly you eliminate the middleman. So now there's no excuse for us not to producing records, film, videos, television shows, things of this nature, you know, to get our message out.
Once again, George Ramsey, I want to thank you for keeping our legacy alive.
My pleasure.